Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. If I have anything in my teeth, ignore it. I just got done chowing down on hibachi real quick. Uh, I didn't want to delay the video again, so I hurried up, ate what I could as quick as I could, and got things going. So, like I said in the short, I was busy this weekend. I've been packing up. I've been moving everything from here over to the shed at the homestead. Let me get you up on the tripod so you're not looking up on me, or I'm looking down on you, whatever. But anyhow, I've been getting everything moved out. Dogs are still here, couch is still here. Just getting some stuff out the shed, everything else. The big news coming up is in roughly 30 days. Hopefully, if everything works out, it'd be less than 30 days. I will be moving to a commercial building, which is the one in the picture in the clip in the beginning of the video. It is Alicia's Grill. The lady owned it. She had a restaurant there, and she injured herself, and she's having to sell it. She converted it into a house, kind of. She put a washer dryer inlet thing in, so she has washer dryer there. She's got a shower, she's got a tub, her bed, of course, and then deep freezers, refrigerators, sinks, all that type of stuff. So it was a restaurant that is kind of converted into a house. Not quite, but it's the only thing that was in my price range that I could somewhat afford. And was close to the homestead. So that's the whole goal, is to get to the homestead. Now, yes, the homestead's still up on the market. If it does sell, hey, Norman. So if the homestead does sell, there's another place that we're talking Backline Communication that I might be buying now. There's all different things going on. That's why I don't want to say too much stuff, because I've got several different deals that today I've been, yesterday and today, been dealing with different realtors. And if the homestead gets sold, then that will give me the money to get into a property that's not on the market. But the realtor can bring the buyer or the seller back to the market. But the seller doesn't want to come to the market unless I'm able to buy it. So all these different transactions, all these different things have to happen first. But if it happens, I'll be downgrading from 120 acres down to 60 acres. This is the property I talked about a while ago. I had the two 20-acre pastures and the 20 acres of woods that has a rundown house on it. Got all that worked out, that if I can get the homestead sold here, then 90% sure I can go ahead and transfer. Now, the person that owns this restaurant, she actually knows the people that have that property. So St. Joe is such a small community, and everybody's willing to help and everything like that. And she asked me if I knew the address. I didn't know the address. So she said, she could put in a word or talk to the person for me, since I worked with her, and that might help make everything go 100% that I can buy the 60 acres. And then with that one, it is fenced. It has two 20-acre pastures. It has water. It has electric. There's just no house. But right now, the restaurant to the homestead is less than 6 miles. If I go to the new homestead that I'm hoping to get, because it's got pastures, it's right on paved road, it's only a mile off the highway, then I would be probably roughly 4 miles, I want to say. I haven't checked it because I don't know that it's for certain. But the restaurant is on US 65. It's on the main drag. Everybody's got to pass it. There's a sign, a billboard sign, like you can see, had the name of the restaurant on it. I'm going to rip that down. I'm going to go back to what everybody enjoyed, which was my tagline: live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. And then it's going to have follow us, today's homesteader. and had the YouTube and all that, all on that billboard. I'll strip all that down, repaint it. I'm probably going to go with my old company colors. When I had Best in the West Incorporated, forget the rest, go with the best. That was my 4 different companies I owned way before 2011 when I lost everything and went bankrupt and homeless and all that stuff. But red and white was my colors, and it really stuck out. People really like the red and white. Or how I did it was mainly white with red lettering. It makes it pop. Gives you that color on that white background. It looks really slick, really nice and everything else. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, a little spoiler alert, since everybody here has heard me say, I'm moving here, I'm moving there. So as of Friday night, me and Carla are going our separate ways. She's selling the house here. She's moving back to the city. And I'm not selling the house because house isn't in my name. I just did work here. And then I'm going to move closer to the homestead. So I was just talking to my grandmother in Colorado, and I was telling her I was going to say on video how now I can spend more time on the homestead because I'm not working on somebody's house. Well, that's not going to be the case because now I have this restaurant that I'm going to redo. And then my goal now, because you know how I am, I flip and switch and do whatever I have to do. So since the journey's taken this twist, the restaurant was going to be a house to live in and then turn it into a butcher shop. But since we're splitting ways, now since it's a commercial building on the highway, I'm going to live in it until I can get a permanent homestead or keep the homestead I have now. All depends on how all these cards fall. But if I can get the 60 acres, I'm going to probably get a modular house brought in, probably like a 20 by 20 or 20 by 30, just to live in temporarily, that I can turn around and sell when I'm done with it, that somebody can come haul it back off. It's just going to go on piers. And then when I get the restaurant redone, I'm going to fix, there's some termite damage. There's electrics all messed up, some water situations and sewer and all that type of stuff. So it's just like this house. It just has to get gutted and stripped and done. And another thing, if everything comes into fruition, starting in about 50 to 60 days, I should start getting a passive income of about $1,800 a month. So that $1,800 a month will be going towards that, and will be going towards the homestead. So I started right before Friday, started working on the woods at the homestead because I haven't been doing a lot of homesteading videos because situations have prevented from things getting done and things being here and everything else. So I will be doing more homesteading videos when I get the restaurant completely closed and everything like that in roughly 30 days, hopefully less. I'll be buying a wood stove or building a fireplace. So we're going to get back to fireside chats during the winter. It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Well, thank you, Norman. I appreciate it. So with everything changing, I'm doing what I can. The good thing is I'm getting back to the animals, getting back to where this channel was, getting back to getting things accomplished on Homestead. And then, like I said, if all this falls through and I get the 60 acres and end up having to move the animals, I will most likely have a delay in the channel for probably 2 weeks or so. Because if I'm moving all the animals from there in St. Joe on the homestead where they are now to the 60 acres on Osborne in St. Joe, it's only like 5.5 miles away. But if I have to do all that, and then I'll have to get the shed off the homestead, unless that sells, I've got to get the grain bin off the homestead. There's a bunch of scrap metal I picked up, and then a bunch of trash that was there before I even got there. I want to get all that picked up. So I will probably have at least 2 weeks, if not up to a month, of transferring everything from Purdom Lane over to Osborne. So we will see how all that falls. I just signed with my realtor here on Purdom Lane to lower the price slightly because she thinks she might have somebody interested. And now it's listed at firm because if she gets what we just downgraded the listing to, then that gives me enough to pay off the bank for the mortgage I owe, pay her commission, the closing costs, the taxes, and then that will leave me just enough money to purchase this place on Osborne. So that is what's going on. That's what's happening. That's why I wasn't here filming Sunday. And it's been a bit drama, like any relationship, any divorce, anything that you deal with other people. You know, it is what it is. There's that element. So as soon as I can get out of here, I will be out of here because I am not wanting to be here. So in the meantime, I'm getting whatever I can stuffed into the shed. The shed is almost completely packed now because we brought all those loads back from Colorado of some of my stuff out shipping container. So all that's piled in there, all the stuff that was in there before, all the stuff we piled up in the spare bedroom and in my closet and everything else, all my tools, my circular saws, all the air compressor, all the tools that I've been buying to work on the house here, then I got the tools to work on the restaurant and redo that. And then the best part about that is once I get a permanent homestead, and if I get the modular onto that homestead, then I can move into that from the restaurant, turn around, change the restaurant out into a restaurant or business again, by getting rid of bathtub and all that stuff that's in there now. And by me fixing the termite, the paint, the electric, the sewer, the septic, all that, it's right there on 65. I'm going to have asphalt brought in. I'm going to redo the parking lot because if I had the $1,800 a month coming in, that gives me the funding to put all that money into that. And I already talked to my realtor, and she said if I do all these, I'm easily looking at like $2 to $250 for it being a commercial property right there on the highway. But because it has the damaged roof, it has damaged walls and everything else, that's why it's so low right now in price and value, because it's going to take probably a good 60, 75,000 sunk into it to get it up to par. But if I do that, then I'll be looking at roughly about $100,000 profit that then can go into the homestead, which I want to have a massive 40 or 60 foot long commercialized greenhouses put in to do big vegetable sprouting and everything like that. So with that, I'm gonna finish packing up some more of my stuff and get ready for the next load to go to the homestead. And then I'm gonna relax for the night, and I will see you guys on the next video. I should be at the homestead sometime later this week. It's gonna be raining either today or tomorrow, massive thunderstorms. I'll film what I've gotten accomplished at the homestead, all the tree cutting, and then do a video on that. And then I'll do a live stream with the animals because I know everybody misses the animals, and I haven't spent that much time at the homestead with the animals. So I'll do an animal video, I'll do a woods video, and then as soon as everything closes, I'll be doing a video on the business that I purchased. I'll do a walkthrough. Of course, I'm going to document everything. So that way everybody can see what the building looked like in the beginning and what it looks like when I go to sell it in hopefully a couple years when everything goes through. Oh, wow, Norman, I appreciate that. You didn't have to send me $10, but I really appreciate it. I'm hoping everything comes through too. So I don't know if that's a super chat or what that is, because I've only got one before in the past. So I really appreciate that, Norman. That means a lot. But yeah, I'm hoping if everything falls in place, like I said, I might be moving onto the 60 acres, or moving the animals onto the 60 acres. Super chat. Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm not this big techie person. I may have over 3,000 subscribers now, but I'm still not into the whole like I did a GoFundMe a long time ago, and I had some donations to that. I'm just not good with that type of stuff, and there's so many people out there. That's all they say on their channel. Buy my t-shirts, buy this, buy that. I just make content for me, and then everybody, if they enjoy my content, then they have the content. But like I have different videos pop up on Facebook from my YouTube channel in my memories, and I see like Max, when he was a little puppy walking around peeing for his first time, that some of you that have been watching me for all these years got to see all those videos and seeing, where I've come from, where I went homeless. And see, the bad part is I haven't filmed. And I think everybody should film. You might not necessarily need to make it a channel. You can do private links. I didn't know how to do that at the time. Now you can privatize it, but send a link for family to view. I made it public, and that started this whole thing. But I think everybody should film their life, or just make a 30-second journal and label it whatever you want to label it, just to go back and look. Because I've looked back at Tiny Dude and Baby Boy, my original goats, when they were tiny without any type of horns or anything like that, and just seeing the progress from, I don't have the progress from before, but it would have been nice to have all my business documented, which I had started a channel, but I didn't know how to do anything back then. So I never filmed any of my business. I wish I would have, because I would have seen that. I could have went back, looked at that. And then when I became homeless and lost everything in 2011, then, that would have been a nice journey to see, how bad it was when I got sick out in the woods, and my neighbor came to my rescue, and then my neighbors took me in, and my neighbors helped me get my first 12 by 20 built and dried in so I could move into that, and then slowly building the additions, and then getting solar, and finally having electric and not using oil lamps and all that type of stuff. It's just, if everybody filmed their life, they could go back and see that. And that's what this originally started at. And I'm glad, and I appreciate everybody and the generosity of not just super chats, but the emails right now on the phone. That's why I keep looking up. I have all these messages rolling from some of my subscribers that aren't watching right now, apparently, or they would know that I'm doing a live stream. But they're checking in on me to make sure I'm doing good with everything, with us parting ways and going our separate ways. So appreciate it again, Norman. I hope everybody has a great day. I will have more content coming up. You will have to bear with me because things have changed. So my New Year, New Goal video is totally thrown through a loop. Everything's changing once again. But it's never a dull moment here at Today's Homesteader. And that's what matters. So when one journey ends, you keep going with another one, or start a new one, or continue the one you are on a different path, and go about it that way. So another exciting, crazy twist of the life of Johnny Jules here at Today's Homesteader. Hope everybody has a great day. Thank you again, Norman. Take care. I'll see you guys later.